You put this on beforehand?
Yeah, count you in.
Yeah.
Josh Driscoll, thank you for joining me on GB Talks.
Thanks, Harley. Thanks for having me in the pad.
The man who stole my idea.
What idea?
I heard that you've got your own podcast.
Oh, yeah, I 100% stole it. I asked you.
All right, so for those who are listening, Josh Driscoll's not a Shepparton local, but I'm breaking the rules today because it's a special occasion. He's come down to Shepparton to visit me, but he's one of my best friends and he's a part owner in the gym that I own down here. So he's come down to critique me and make sure everything's up to scratch.
It's looking pretty good.
What have you been up to, brother?
I don't know, just filming, working in Ballarat, the gym down there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the same stuff.
We're going to talk a lot about old stories.
Yeah, got some good stories.
One thing I do want to touch on is a statement that I said to you once. You've just had a kid, and I said to you, how you go with Willow is going to determine whether I have kids or not.
You did. I think you'll have kids. You will.
Well, can you give me a brief rundown of what it's been like so far?
I'm very honest about it. Like, I love it. I love it now. The first 8 months were pretty tough. Like Taylor's done everything. Like she's not everything, but like she's helped so like she is the stone. And after that 8 month period, you've got like more interaction. She'll come up to you, dad there and tapping you. Like it's the best. It's awesome. But the initial start when they're sort of just not doing much it's tough. Like it's very, like I don't want to put a damper on it for people, but it's a tough 8 months. Or personally, it was anyway. Like I love her so much more now than the initial stage.
Yeah, wow.
I know most people won't say that. Like I think everyone just lies about it, but like,
yeah, because this doesn't really seem like a person yet.
Well, yeah, you don't really. I suppose you can't bond as much as you do now, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess. But like, it's obviously life-changing.
What's the funniest thing that she's done?
Oh, funniest thing? I don't know. It's just what they sort of come out with and do when they're like...
When she's in the snack cupboard. That's hilarious.
She loves snacks. She loves good snack and point. Like, she just get up and point, take her to the spots, dead there. And like, there's nothing that's like truly funny. It's just funny, like little bits of when she's crawling on the ground and she'll look in the corner of her eye at you and then start laughing, that type of stuff. But it's awesome. You'll have a kid. I can tell.
All right, mark his words.
I will.
All right. Do you want to tell the people listening how me and you met?
Oh, a bad story. I'm not like this at all. Do you remember? You remember?
I remember. I've got hypothermia from that time.
Very bad on my behalf. I don't do this very often, but... we're at Snap Fitness in Ballarat, and Harley stumbles in to ask for, it was like just a mentorship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You had to get hours, is that right?
Yeah.
To the manager. And I had a PT around the corner, and my client was on the rower, and Patsy, the lady who was the manager, puts her head around the corner and she goes, can you have a shadow next week? I'm like, yep. And I always test people out because I don't, like, if you're going to be a PT, you're going to get up early and you're going to work late. That's just how it is for a start. So I always just say, yep, no worries, be here at 5 a.m. Monday. I'm always there at 5 a.m. Monday. So I was just like, yep, be there 5 a.m. Monday. Little do I remember that I had a footy trip and we were flying to like Cairns or something like that. I can't remember Cairns, or it wasn't Darwin. I think it was Cairns maybe, or Byron Bay. And we had to leave early in the morning, so I wasn't coming on that Monday. Completely forgot about it. And Harley... I think you came in and waited at the door.
Yeah, because I couldn't get in.
Yeah, I know. And he didn't tell me this for months and months later. I think it was like a couple months later. He must be thinking, fuck this guy. Am I swear? Yeah, swear.
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay. He's like, fuck this guy. Like, I'm not talking to him. And then I've got no idea how we became best friends after that. Because it was like, maybe we sort of had the same mentality.
Yeah.
And we do these stupid workouts. It was like, if you're getting 20, I'm getting 21.
Man, those workouts were crazy.
Yeah, they were hard.
I remember there was a couple of PTs involved at the club that me and Josh worked at, and I was the sales assistant. So I kind of got first interaction with the people who walked through the door, and I would not refer a single person to him after that. I was just like, Yes, another great PT. But I was like, you're working with Scott. He's the best
phenomenal.
one here.
I don't blame you though. Like it's pretty bad. Like I really do. I give myself a pat on the back for normally. Like I'll have stuff written down, or I'll say to somebody, text me. Can you text that to me? And I won't open the text messages until I've written it down or done something about it. So that was very unlike what I was used to be like anyway.
Yeah, I'll definitely vouch for that. It was a very rare occasion.
Out of character, we'll say that.
Yeah. All right, great. And then me and you become mates, and we started filming these YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, cooking with Harley and Josh and
Guys,
and Harley's.
if you have a spare 5 minutes, just write in Iron Oak into your YouTube search panel, and just watch some of the videos there. They're so painful.
They're bad. They're bad to watch. Even like the vlogs that we did at the start, because you were so nervous to talk. Like it's part of the journey, obviously, but like I remember I used to put like the phone or the camera down near my hip as I was talking to you, as I was talking to the camera, because I was so scared of what people would think if I got the camera out here and talking to it. Walking to Snap, there's like the first vlog we did, I reckon you'll see it. It's like 5 a.m. I'm walking, talking to myself. There's no one around. There's cars driving past, the odd car, and I was still too scared.
How important do you think that was to us building what we have now? Do you think that was like a relevant step? Do you reckon that helped us build our first gym? Or do you think we could have done it without that? I think it gave us like a weird sort of
confidence.
Yeah, we're on a journey because we were telling a story, and we thought people were listening, but they weren't.
There wasn't many people watching. But I don't know, like maybe, definitely for the video stuff I do now, like that was obviously a bit of a catalyst for that, but maybe for the start of the gym too, because like I'd gained so much confidence out of it, so it just got to a point where I was just like, I don't give a fuck what people think.
Even though it's shit, we always talk about how awesome it is that we documented those.
I think it gets more precious as time goes on, because when you look at the very old school video, even though it's filmed shit, it's on a shit like recorder, like the big, remember the big black boxes they used to have when they used to record it. So my mum's got all these films of me doing like talent quests and that, and the footage is priceless. At the time, it's shit, like it's nothing. But as time moves on and you look back at it, and I want to use it in other videos and that, I think it brings more value, for sure.
100%. And how cool it would be that Willow has probably her whole life documented.
Oh, to a point. I almost stopped though. So like I think that first 9 months during the pregnancy, 100%, like that was like documenting all the scans and obviously the birth and part of the birth was pretty rough, but and then her first like coming home and that, like she'll have all that, and then a few vlogs and that, but not really. Like I haven't done what we used to do. It was like twice a week, every week, sort of scenario.
Do you miss it?
No, not particularly, because I was sort of, it ended up being a heap of trash in the end, because I just come up with something random. Like it'd be just like I don't know what I'd do it now if there was something really interesting happening around town, but more I just enjoy doing. I suppose we're in a different phase. I enjoy doing more funny content or stuff that's more, fills my bucket, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, I understand. Do you remember me telling you I was going to move to Shepparton?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What we were talking about at the time is we were itching to start another gym.
Yeah.
We were in this really small place in Ballarat, and it was doing very well for what it was.
The
Iron Oak 1.
Yeah.
Because that was what we started with, Iron Oak 1, this small little dingy gym.
250 square metres. It was $65,000, I reckon, to start. Yeah.
The rent was $18,000, and we made the squat racks out of wood.
We didn't make them. We bought them from a CrossFit gym. It was literally like pine wood or something. Like quite dangerous when you think about it. But they had sharp edges on them.
We thought it was so cool because Iron Oak.
Yeah, oak. It was like, it stands for it. It was meant to be.
Yeah, but we put them together, and we definitely shouldn't have.
Yeah, I know. 100% we shouldn't have. No, well, someone helped us. They would look like...
Yeah, we had people looking over us.
Yeah, there's people looking over us, but they weren't going to fall, but they were bad. Yeah.
And I was living at Warrnambool at the time, and I was like, we've got to start another gym. We've got to do it. And I was thinking about starting one in Warrnambool. We almost signed the lease for that big place in
Yeah, it was
Warrnambool.
massive. I think that would have been a mistake.
Yes, I think that would have been a mistake as well.
Yes.
And Brian Loverson came in and he said,
Brian?
Brian Loverson came in to Snap Warrnambool.
Did he?
Yes. And I was talking to him, I was like, I want to start on the gym. And I think I was a bit concerned about what Snap would think because they'd put a lot of clauses in my second agreement because I screwed him over the first time. And he said, there's not a Snap in Shepparton. I went, oh yeah, never even heard of the place.
Yeah.
I was like, how many people live there? He said 60,000 people. And I got on to
you went to Google. You're like,
I got straight to Google and I started researching Shepparton and I was like, this place is empty. Like there was hardly any gyms and the rent was very affordable.
Yeah, 100%. It was. I reckon. I think you sent me a plan of all the towns with population, gyms, and where the maps were from where to put them, sort of scenario, from memory.
Yeah, and like, what were you thinking when I said let's start a gym in Shepparton?
That's fine.
You just trusted I was going to make the right decision.
Yeah. I always say this. I always say that regardless of money and that, I'll make you think about it. But if you're 100% you can do it, then I'll back you for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I came down here and I drove down one of the main streets at Christmas time and it was pumping. And I was like, this place looks fucking unreal. And then I went on a cruise over Christmas time.
Where?
To Vanuatu.
Oh, yes. I remember.
And stuff like that. And I'd been messaging Rocky Gagliardi, the real estate agent down here.
And I remember, it has no service for that?
And I had no service on this cruise. And I was just itching to know what had happened. I really wanted this spot. I'd set my mind on the spot that we're at now, 8 Hoskin Street. And the day I was supposed to get off the ship, I didn't sleep for 24 hours. I laid in bed, just sitting there, like with my eyes like wide open. I was like, I'm gonna be off this boat in like 16 hours. Like I can't relax. And I stayed up, and I got off the plane, and we got the lease.
You got the lease, yeah, I remember. Do you remember? I think this is a pretty like our partnership's been really good. Like we've had one sort of tiff, not a tiff, but it was like me being a bit of a bitch. Do you remember it?
Elaborate. I remember one time as well, but I don't know if we're talking about the same time.
In Oberon Street, where we used to live.
Yeah.
And when you moved to Warrnambool.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like,
you're not pulling your weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't think you were out of place in saying that. I've completely agreed. But it was just so hard to hear from you. And because like you're definitely 100% more emotionally attached to Iron Oak than I am, but it's still got a special place in my heart. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still like it was the first thing.
I remember
that changed everything. And I was sitting there, I was like, my heart was breaking.
I remember it was almost in tears. Very like we are so civil with everything we do. Like it's always like if we're not both in, we're out. We're having the conversation, sit on it, and then let it go. But it was I still remember that to this day. And I was like, fuck, maybe I was a little bit hard. Like I was. You don't reckon?
No, I thought it was. I was just emotional because I think it was the truth. And like, because I was in Warrnambool, I was away from the business. You were doing most of the work.
Yeah, it was pretty. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was more when it started to pick up a bit that I was like, "Fuck, I'm doing a fair bit of work here."
Yeah,
but then, what sparked me to like stop? You know what the words you used? Do you remember?
Can't recall.
You don't recall? You said, I would do it for you," which is 100% true.
Yeah, well, like the first 12 months down here was pretty rough. And
I know. I remember. I know. It fucking was. It was. Harley did 12 months. No wage. He was doing like what would you get at 5 or 5:30 or something? You wouldn't leave until like 8 p.m.
Big days.
Didn't get a cent. And he said to me, "I'll get a wage when it hits 300." Yeah, I think it was 300 to 400 was going to be his wage.
Yes. Yeah. And I was staying in this house share. I was staying in this house share with three special dudes. And it was a weird place to live. And Josh was coming down, travelling up and down from Ballarat to help me set up Origin Athletics.
No, this was after, man. During
after?
Origin Athletics, we were sleeping in the club.
gym.
Yeah, we
I
were sleeping
remember.
in the gym, and he wouldn't let me like. It was so cold. We were in inflatable beds, and I was like, "Can't they just let me fucking sleep with this?" It's so cold.
And we were sleeping in separate rooms. And fuck, it was cold. But this time when he came down, he came and stayed at the house share with me, and it was a strange time. And these guys were like, oh, they weren't really keen about me having friends over and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, Josh, you can come over, but be quiet.
Yeah, but you're like, mate, you made me nervous. This is like, don't go taking no food. And I was like, right, I'm gonna get in your room. I'm gonna stay there. That was it. It was like in a bad part of town, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, that was.
It was, yeah. And I still remember I was so fucking cold. There was no heating in the house. It was like an old weatherboard house. And I didn't have a doona. And Harley goes to, I'm sleeping on an inflatable bed that sunk. And I wake up. And I was like, Harley. It was like 1 a.m. or something like that. I'm like, man, God, I'm not joking. Harley, you had a single bed, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a single bed.
Can I jump into bed with you, man? Is he serious? I'm dying. It was so cold. I get real cold. What are they? I don't know. I can't remember what they call it with you. I can just lose my circulation, my fingers and hands. And I was like, I gotta go to the gym. I've got to go to the gym and walk or something. I can't do this. So I sat your like laundry on top of me to try and keep warm.
Yeah, that was a bit rough.
That was rough. It was fine though. Like it was.
It's good knowing that we don't ever have to do anything like that ever again now.
We would have if we were getting it. No, I suppose we might get a hotel now.
Yeah, I think we've earned it.
Yeah, true.
After all those tough times. Like we were talking just before we were moving some equipment around at Origin again, and I said to Josh, unless it's me and you, whenever I move equipment with someone, I always pick the heavy end.
The heavy end.
And I've carried some heavy ass treadmills upstairs, downstairs. I've lifted 200 kilo weight stacks onto the back of utes.
Yep. I think we said we'll never ever do it again at a gym, and it always happens we do it again.
The new gym that we put together, I got to skip most of that, but that seemed like it was pretty.
Oh no, it was quite heavy. With a few, there was a lot more boys there, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
So we didn't really have. There's a few of the. Was it Forbes and that would come down? A few boys would come down and help. Paul came down. Shane, yeah.
Yeah.
But not as many as what we had up there, playground.
Yeah. You haven't spent much time in Shepparton, so as an outsider, how do you feel about the place?
I like the lake.
Lake's nice?
Yeah, I think that's really nice. I've noticed it's pretty multicultural. What else do I like about Shep? I like the gym. I don't venture around very much. Like I haven't been.
Yeah, you haven't spent much time here. Yeah.
Nah, I've probably been here 10 times maybe. No, more than that when we were setting up. But like, just
less than a handful since we've opened. Probably.
Yeah, since we've opened.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been down too many times, so I don't check the nightlife out anyway. But
yeah, in terms of events and stuff, there's not much going on. Like, you know that I love it here.
Yeah.
But compared to Ballarat, the architecture isn't there.
Ballarat's old though.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean by the architecture. Like, it's beautiful to walk around Ballarat. That's the one thing I feel like Shepparton's missing. Like, you walk around,
architecture.
Yeah, the architecture. They don't have that really nice streets to walk down, or those big churches, or.
Aren't they changing new school would be cool though. Like if they made it like real, like all new. That new design sort of stuff. Aren't they doing that now? What's the building that was going up for a long time?
So, because they've taken down all their old buildings, I think that they're just sending everything forward.
Yeah.
So, like, no use holding on to these old places anymore. Everything's new.
Yeah.
Which will be cool when it's all done.
Are they going to do it in city living like this? Like here?
Yeah. I should have showed you. There's some 3-story townhouses going up just down by the gym.
Perfect.
Which will be sick.
I think it always will take off like this. Do people know where this house is?
No, but you can disclose it.
Well, it's like it's in the street, obviously. So it's like it's really cool. Like I think it's really cool that you can just park your car there but walk everywhere. Like your car stays at the gym most of the time. So if you want to steal it, guys, just.
Well, actually, if you want to steal a car, Josh is there, and it's got way more valuable stuff than mine in it.
Go on the boot. I think it's cool though. Like,
all right, Iron Oak.
Yeah.
Versus Origin.
What do you mean?
What's a better gym?
Iron Oak 2.
Yeah. No, and we'll just start with like the layer. And we can venture on from there. Which gym would you train at?
I don't do.
Really?
Yep.
Less equipment?
Yep. I don't care about the equipment. Doesn't worry me.
What do you like? The more space?
I think it's space. I think that because it's like that big open basketball ring.
Yeah.
And I think it's the high
You like doing
ceilings.
some
Yeah.
and you like doing some athletic stuff as well.
Normally, I haven't recently, but yeah, normally I do like maybe it's like sprint work and that in there, but yeah, definitely Ono too.
Yeah. Okay.
Not being mean.
What about no? Get out. What about in a dodgeball match?
Who would win?
Yeah.
Us for sure.
Yes. Us.
Who?
Like
Origin.
I know.
I know.
I mean Origin.
No.
Who do you think will win?
I know.
Origin.
No, I know.
Surely Origin.
It's home court advantage for one.
Well, it's my home court as well.
No, you haven't been there. We're gonna set that up actually.
I wouldn't be able to get 5 people to come down and verse your monsters.
Yeah, you would. They'd come down. We almost did set that up, didn't we? There was a few when we were doing the matches that you were going to come down the weekend.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, that's cool. I reckon doing events like that is so awesome.
Yeah, we'll set up a triathlon. We'll do basketball, dodgeball, lake run.
Do you have anything on your bucket list like the marathon that we did? Me and Josh entertained doing Everest, but we didn't want to go base camp. We wanted to go to the top.
I didn't. Well, I did. I didn't want to do that. No chance. I like doing stupid shit. Like Sammy Forbes, in a couple weeks' time, 2 to 4 weeks, he wants to do the David Goggins thing, the 4 miles
every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours.
For 48 hours.
For 48 hours, and I was like, man, because I thought it was 4Ks. I was like, yeah, maybe I could do nearly 4Ks, but 4 miles is like what 7Ks or something.
Mm.
And I was like, I think we're pushing it a bit, man. And we'd have to sleep at the gym, so I don't run outside Ballarat.
Yeah.
So I said we'd have to sleep in like the little store, head to toe in the office there. And I was like, the music would be on all night, but I don't know. Like
It would be cool to do.
I'd like a video something like that. That'd be a cool little thing to look back on. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I enjoy those type of things. And you threw me in the deep end of the marathon. Obviously, he gives me no notice. I get an email out of nowhere, and it's like, "Congratulations, Josh Driscoll! You've entered the Great Ocean Road Marathon."
It was his birthday present.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? And then Harley messages me like 2 minutes later. He's like, "Happy birthday, man!" I was like, I'm not doing it. It was like 4 weeks away.
But you're glad you did it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Like it was. Yeah, I like those mental things and just things that you look back on. Like we did my mate Cody did a trip to New Zealand, and it was. I said to Cody, I said, "We're gonna do a trip. I'll pay for it, but you've just got to do what people say." So Instagram run our day. So on my Instagram, I've left up I don't know. I think I've left it on like those memories or whatever. It's highlights. That's it. And I said, it could be a day, or it could be like 3 or 4 days. I don't know. And we went to. I stayed at his house in Melbourne, and the first one was like, do you want to be a vegan for a day or vegetarian or not eat at all? And you do the Instagram polls, and we wait. I think it was 5. Was it 15 minutes? Might have been 15 minutes. And whatever it was is what we do. So that was the first one, so that wasn't too bad. Next one was plane or train. And they picked plane. I said, all right, domestic or international, and they picked international. I thought, geez, all right, this is going to get hefty now. And so we had to book the cheapest flight that we were allowed on without visas, which was Christchurch in New Zealand. So we booked that, and then we went to... Where did we go after that? We went to Crown. Yeah, it was 5 shots or...
Buy some on groceries?
No, 5 shots or 100 on black.
Yeah,
100 on black. Lost all that. Then it was piercing or tattoo, and they picked tattoo. And then Cody or Josh. And I said, if Cody, he'll get Jumanji, which is just a stupid word we say all the time. Obviously, they're from the movie. If Josh, I'll get Iron Oak somewhere. And they picked Cody. It was one boat between it. They picked Cody, so he had to get Jumanji on his ass. And then we went shave Josh's head or pay for someone's groceries. So I'd shave my head. And then we got on the flight, to Christchurch. We got there. It's quite late, so I had to book the flight and the accommodation straight away. And then because we had a bit of time left, and we had a bit of time on the plane where we weren't sort of playing for that 24 hours, we said, "Do you want to do one more in the morning?" And the one in the morning was, do we stay in Christchurch? Because it was a public holiday,
Yeah.
so there was nothing open, or do we drive to Queenstown, which was 8 hours or 6 hours or something, and we had to drive to Queenstown. So then we stayed there for a couple of nights and then went home. But
I reckon that highlight of that is one of my favourite videos. Like the one where you're doing like the
bungee jumping,
and stuff like that. It's so
I looked like a
unreal.
brick. I just had this bald head, had all these jackets on. I just jumped straight off the ledge.
Whenever somebody asks me about you, like, what's he like? What's your business man like? I show them that video. That exact video. I'm like, so what he did was he let Instagram run his day. That's Josh.
Different cat.
What are some of the other benefits to having a business partner that lives away? I could think of a couple.
Benefits?
Yeah. For example, the other guy's always the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes and no, sometimes, but like, say someone's like,
Yeah, okay.
say someone's like on emails or something like that, for example. But you always got told that you should have someone named John or something. Remember that?
Yeah.
Who told us that?
I heard it in a motivational speech.
Was it?
Yeah, but it was a different name. I was like, oh, maybe John Lee, something like that. Yeah, anyway.
So John's up in the corner, John's up in the left, and it's always John's fault. But I don't do this too often unless it's like someone's like, I'll give you X amount for a piece of equipment, and I'm like, well, no, and then I'm like, Harley disagrees. Sorry, mate. Like that type of thing.
That's fair. Anyone else who has a business partner use that.
Yeah, like it always makes you come off as the good guy, I guess. But I don't know. I still say it, most of the time I'm still saying it's me, but it's like those smaller things.
Yeah. Do you like that we run our own clubs in different areas?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the keys to our success.
Yeah, well, I think it's just a trust thing. Like, I know, like I said before, like anything you want to do, or like when I said I wanted to move Iron Oak, and you're like, ooh, it's going well the way it is.
It was, yeah.
It was, and I was just like, I think we need to expand. Like, I really do think if we move around the corner, it was literally like 100 metres down the road, not even that. And it was double the rent. No, more than double the rent. More than double.
Yeah, I think just
more than double.
I think it was the
rates.
double rates. Yeah,
Yeah, double rates. 'Cause it's 2 buildings. And I was like, I can make it work. Like, if we put it something different, because we're not going to be like, I'm very self-aware that Iron Oak's not the best gym in town, and we didn't have the money to put into. So there's a couple of really big gyms in town, like your D2Es and that. Like, no one's going to beat that type of gym unless you've got a lot of money coming in. And the only thing that I found that we could do different was like, I'll put a basketball ring in. No one's got a basketball ring. No one's got a big open area like that where people can shoot hoops and that, which is a bit of a pull. Because or else, if we were just doing machines, we're just another gym with a different owner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's real advantages to us being away. Like, I think we go really well together anyway.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just, yeah, like the major benefit is you can send someone away and trust that they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Like you said just before, they've got the skin in the game.
Yeah.
As well. Like hiring a manager's got such a high turnover. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, let's say we hired someone in Shepparton. So since I've been in Shepparton, every single gym has replaced its manager.
Yep.
Like, I'm still the same guy running the same gym. And I think it's good for the members to see that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because my skin's in the game. But I combine that with the fact that I love it.
Yep.
I'm my own boss, so I'm not getting burned out by these ridiculous targets that I'm sure these other managers are trying really hard to hit.
Yep.
And all this other crazy stuff. Have you listened to any of the GB Talks podcasts?
Yes.
What guests did you enjoy?
I enjoyed Luke. Like, I like that he was very open and honest about everything. And I think people are quick to judge on what someone's past might be like and not understand they might need to change, or they're trying to change what has happened. Like, I enjoyed that one. Who was the first? There was someone. Who did I message you about? I messaged you about one of them that I really liked.
Was it a girl?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I can't remember. I texted you about it though. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah. You know, Luke's was great. How do you reckon my podcast and your podcast differ in terms of the way it's structured?
I talk smack. I talk a lot of smack.
If you're in for like a laugh, like if you want more of a podcast where it's just like a similar sort of conversational situation with some serious questions, but a little bit more banter.
Yeah,
that's your podcast.
Yeah, I don't think people understand. I know how to take me sometimes. Like I'm waiting for a guest to come in and just not click with me and be like, "Fuck, this guy's off his head."
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. Time.
Do you I've got a question for you. This is throwing it back. That's
not how this works, so mate. You'll have to wait till I'm on Ballarat Talks.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I will.
No. I'll wait.
No.
I'll wait.
No, come on.
No, actually, no. I'll wait. I will wait.
Josh.
Yeah, no.
Well, ask a different question.
No, I've got no questions for you. It's your podcast. You do it.
What are your goals moving forward?
I'd love to have another kid. Enjoying Willow, obviously, but I think that I've got 3 brothers, so it was I loved growing up with more other brothers and brothers around. I don't really know. I sort of just take it as it comes and build on things as I go. Do some more video work, and there's nothing that's like maybe a couple more gyms. There's a couple of locations I really like, but just waiting on buildings, obviously. But there's nothing that really sticks out.
What gets you excited at the moment, other than Willow? Like, what's some of the lights you on fire?
I love making funny videos. Yeah. Every day. Like, I really do what I love. Like,
are you surprised at how many people from Shepparton follow you on Instagram? Because I am.
Well, I don't know how many. I don't have that many followers. Like, there's not that many that would be.
Yeah, no. Well, like, it would be at least 100 people from Shepparton.
Okay. Yeah.
Follow you on your Instagram. Like, that's a lot, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would be from Shep, 100%.
And like I see a lot of them interact with your funny videos.
Yeah, I have got a few that. Yeah, I have a few that we go back and forth a bit. Yeah, but that'd probably be the ones that really light me on fire. And I love going to the cinema with Taylah. Love that. That like I don't know what it is about movies and just that place of just going away and not.
I don't understand how you can retain all these movie quotes.
I'm good with quotes.
I'll just be hanging out with him and just start speaking these whole lines from movies, and like it makes me feel uncomfortable. Because he wants me to reply.
I'll wait for a reply, and sometimes he's like, "You people." He's just like he knows the movie. Other times he's thinking I'm strange, but yeah, no, I love movies.
Have you spoken to Taylah about having another kid?
Yeah, definitely spoke about it. It's not really. Anyone that's seen their wife go through birth, it's horrendous. Like, yeah. It's beautiful after, but the whole process to me isn't, like, we had a pretty bad experience with it, but I like, it's up to her, basically, whenever she's ready, because like, we do the fun part, but like, like they do everything else. So it's sort of not really in my hands.
Do you think that the dynamic will change in any way in your family, like your like you, Willow, and her, when you introduce another kid? Somebody once described it to me as, Jesse actually described it to me as a mum, a dad, and a kid as a team. A mum, a dad, and 2 kids. It's the parents versus the kids.
Parents versus the kids.
Yeah, and because you're so exhausted, like raising 2 kids will be very exhausting.
Yeah,
the kids start to raise each other.
Yeah, I think I'd always pull back and work a bit more, actually, to be around a bit more and help out.
Not many people would be able to do that.
No.
Do you feel like proud of yourself that you've put yourself in a position where you can?
Yeah, well, we've both worked hard. Like, we skipped a lot of the 18 to, what are we now, 27? I'm 27. What are you, 29, 30?
29. 30 soon. Yeah, and I think that a lot as well. Like, yeah, we've done one in business, but it's cost me a lot.
Like what?
Do you know what I mean?
Like you.
Like I've lost lots of friends. It's definitely destroyed some relationships.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
For the better though.
yeah, like it's the trades I'd make again and again, but it's still a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it still weighs a lot on the other side. It's like, well, my life might have been a bit different. Like,
Yeah.
I would have had different priorities, or do you know, maybe that relationship would have worked out, or maybe I would have stayed in Ballarat and had a, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
my 3 best friends are from Ballarat.
Yeah.
I don't get to see you guys. I talk to you on the phone regularly.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah. I hated talking on the phone, and Josh has trained me to talk on the phone every day. He just rings and rings and rings until I
He's
answer.
like, what do you want? What's going on? There's Dad, mate. That's literally all it is.
I always feel real rude when I hang up on you. I don't know how to end the phone call. Sometimes
I think
I'm
I've
like,
called you out sometimes too.
sometimes I'm like, oh, sick.
No, well, I know that you got someone there or something like that.
Yeah, no, not in those cases, but like I feel like I always hang up and I can still hear your goodbye. Like I've hanged up like a second or two early, so I can hear, and I was like, fuck. I just hanged up. Hopefully she's just going to be saying see you and just be hearing these beeps. And he's going to be, geez, he's Harley. Wish I wasn't a business partner with him.
No, not at all. What were we talking about before that? I can't remember.
Can't remember. What do you think my future will be like in Shepparton? Like, what do you think I'll keep doing this? Like, what do you reckon?
I think you love it here.
Yeah.
I also think that you would love to move back.
Interesting.
I think now you think you won't have kids and you're not ready for that next time. Well, you're not. You think you're not ready, but I think you are.
Yeah.
To obviously find a relationship and move into that area, but I think it'll be the best decision you ever make when you do that anyway.
Do you reckon if I had kids, I would stay here or move home?
Depends on the gym.
Elaborate.
If you're tied to the gym and say someone wasn't there to
Look after
look after it / buy in sort of scenario, I think you'll be here forever. If you're not, I think you'll move.
Jeez, I have to co-host Ballarat Talks.
It was great. That'd be fun.
No way. You would hate that. All right. Can you give me someone in Ballarat who inspires you? And I don't want a shit answer either.
In Ballarat?
Yeah. Who and why? You can have a second.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me think about this.
You should invest in a chess table. Me and Josh play chess sometimes. I don't think he's ever beat me.
I don't think I have either. You know all the moves. Oh, jeez. You put me on the spot. I have to have a think. I don't want to do a shitty answer.
I reckon I could.
Go on, you hit me.
could send you in the right direction.
Go.
What about Dusty?
Yeah, 100%. Like, love Dusty, but when you say inspire, like I'm thinking somebody that like maybe I don't quite know yet, or
Okay.
like that's what I aspire to be.
Yeah.
Not aspire to be, but like I'm like, man, they're doing so well. I really rate what they do.
Yeah, but those people become harder and harder to find as you kind of level up.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
there'll be definitely someone. 100%. I just don't. There's heaps of people I rate. Like I
Yeah.
rate. There's some really good people around town. But when you say inspire, like I can name a handful to have on, but like.
I really struggled to answer that question on our very first Iron Oak video.
What's that? Who inspires you? Did we say that?
You? Yeah. You remember you picked your hardworking clients, Steve Cook.
Yeah, obviously changed now.
Yeah, obviously.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like you've leveled up. Like you're a different person now.
Yep.
And I didn't answer that question. I couldn't answer that question. And do you want to know what I think the answer is for both of us?
What?
It's what Matthew McConaughey says. Your hero is you in 10 years from now.
Yeah. I don't mind
don't you
that.
think?
Yeah. I think you inspire me quite a bit too. But like I think that people would be shocked if they heard your story. And you don't think it's a big story, but to me it's a big story of your sort of upbringing and where you are now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
because we both have very different paths.
We can delve into that on your podcast.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
what
want.
I think. Yeah, I think we will.
Is that the direction you want to head?
Yeah, I do. Because my upbringing was very different to yours. Like my dad was pretty harsh but good. Like he was very down the line, but sort of set the standard pretty straight. that's why I got into fitness. Obviously, like that was Dad. Oh, I can tell it.
Tell us, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll end on this.
Hey, we'll end on something. All right. So when I was, I would have been year 8. I was quite a fat boy. Not fat. Like I was thick. I was very thick. This get a little bit teasing. Like it didn't really affect me. Not really. I wouldn't say it affected me too much. But I remember one day I was sitting on the couch, and as you do, you've got rolls, like you've got like fat rolls or skin rolls or whatever as you're sitting down. They had no top on. And my dad said to me, stand up. And he's like, you're getting too fucking fat. And it was year 8, and it tore me to shreds. Like, being year 8 and hearing your dad, which was like, your dad is a hero to me, well, I think to most people at that age. Your dad's like, he's the man. He's everything. And he, like that moment, I just remember being like, right, get the runners on, let's go. Like, we'll run the bar, which is like 14 Ks. And every day after that, I got up super early. And Dad can vouch for this. Got up super early, and I'd run. I'd just run, and then I'd jump in the pool for some unknown reason. Like for 5 minutes, it was just like a mental test of how cold it was. It was freezing out the farm. Like it was. So it was I used to live out in the sticks. Like there was no service. I had no phone. None of that sort of. Well, I had a phone, but it worked when I got into school at Stall.
Yeah.
And that's literally what put me on the path of fitness.
I can't remember where I seen this, but when you were doing these runs, you used to leave a stone.
Yeah, it was. I'm probably gonna put it in the video. I used to leave a stone at the end on the there was a pole that you'd do, and then just run back. But that was the trajectory of like move. Like that was fitness, and then obviously you would have heard like what Dad was like with. He's a pretty reserved. Like Dad's pretty respectful, and he's very reserved in his approach to like say investing or something like that, whereas I sort of jumped the gun. I jumped straight into it. Then I remember the first gym we're going to do, because he said to me with the fitness industry, he said, you're going into a nothing industry. Was it nothing? Going into a nothing industry with a nothing future or something like that, along those lines. And we started obviously at Snap, and we did copious hours of free PTs to get clients. And
yeah,
I still got clients, the same clients these days. Like there's a fair few that are still back from 2011, and so I got clients, and I was making a really good wage out of it. And Dad was, I think, quite sort of taken back by like he's actually doing okay with this. And then the reason he knew that is because I had this, when he said this to me about it's a nothing job in a nothing industry, that's what he says, nothing job in nothing industry. I was like, right, I've got this, I don't want to say I'm spiteful, but like things sit with me, and I let him go, but I don't let him go. So like I said, right, in my head, I'm going to save 50K in the bank, and I'll show him one day. Like it was like, I can't remember how long it was, but I got home, so I used to travel home for footy every Friday night at the bar, and I was doing my bookwork as I would, and I had my net bank up, and it was like 50K on the dot, and I turned it around, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, what? He turns around, I was like, where'd this come from? And he comes over, so where'd you get that from? I was like, my nothing job in my nothing industry. Like that's spiteful. Like that's pretty bad. And that's obviously, it took us on that path of just progression of the gyms, which, like, if anyone's out there and you want to, like, I think your 20s to 30s, you can stuff up a lot, and you can still come back from it. Even to 40, I think you can stuff up. You can do. Like, I would encourage you to do what you like. Obviously, do your due diligence on it, but I'd encourage you to do what you love early, because doing the job that you hate for years on end, waking up and you just hate it. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'd rather do this. You should always go into the job and build something around that, or go start doing those things that you really love and build something around that. Like I was doing with film stuff, so effectively I could walk into that now with a full-time job if I wanted to, because I've built a thing on the side of it, and then I could walk into it if I really wanted to. But I just think that everybody, or especially the younger generation now, will sort of be like, I need money. Whereas if you build something around you love, that passion will it'll just burn for so long that you should. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say. I think it's a great message. Do you, like, when you're growing up and you kind of plan this out in your head, you're like, I'm going to run, I'm going to get in shape. Did you think, like, this is going to be a great story?
No.
No?
No. I always had the, what's the word? It's like a, what do you do when you visualise it? Like a,
Imagination?
No, not imagination. I can't remember the word.
Visualization is probably...
Yeah, like you just, you envision it in your head, like you manifest it. That's what I'm after. Like you manifest the result.
Yeah.
So I always had like that manifest in my head of where I wanted to go to for that goal, for example.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to happen, and I can be patient. Like I can wait, and I will wait and wait and wait until it happens. But I manifest that it's going to happen.
Do you spend much time reflecting?
No, never.
No. Do you think you're sentimental?
Sometimes.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, depends what it is.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, let's say when you went back to that post that had all those stones on and you took that video.
I'm still with it now.
Yeah, I know. But, like, did you feel, like, a sense of, like, I did the hard work, or, like...
No, I don't think so. I love thinking about, like, what The Rock says, where he says, like, you've got to continue to do what you've done to continue to be who you are, sort of scenario, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, I know that I'm very consistent with gym. Like, that keeps my... If I don't go to the gym, if I'm not keeping myself on track with everything, then I know the rest of the stuff goes out the window. So if I don't... It sounds almost not arrogant, but it's like selfish in a way people would say, but not to me. Like, I say to myself, if I'm not right, then I'm not right for my family. So if I don't keep myself fit, if I don't allow myself time to go to the gym, if I don't keep eating good food or whatever, then I know I won't be right for the other people in my life.
That doesn't sound like you're being arrogant, and that sounds like you're being very wise.
Yeah, but a lot of people would be like, well, you're selfish for going to the... Like, if I need to be somewhere else...
Yeah.
But I then say, well, I need this for me to be all right for the long term sort of scenario. That makes sense.
Yeah. The word selfish gets a bad rap, but sometimes you have to be selfish so you can be selfless.
Yeah.
And be the best version of yourself
for
the people that are the most important thing in your life.
Yeah.
All right, great, Josh. Do you want to leave the Shepparton locals with anything?
They're better you. I was sorry for that. I've got sniffles today. I'm so sorry. I sound a bit nasally, but...
All right, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, H.